Hello and welcome. Welcome to today's live stream tutorial. Today we are going to be drawing Prince Gristle. I'm butchering up his name, but yes, the Prince of the Bergens from the movie The Trolls, or just Trolls. So give me a sec to pull up the reference and our live stream here. Okay, and we're almost good, almost ready. Okay, there we go. I have the chat pulled up, so you can ask me if you join me during any of these live streams. You, the viewer, can ask me any questions or make requests as I go. Okay, so as you can see, I've already gotten started with like the layout of his body. The way I picture the shape of his body is somewhat of like a jelly bean. He's got a very round shape. Like I did stick figures for his arms and legs, just so that I have an idea about where the placements of his body parts will be. He's got rather fat arms. Okay, now gonna work on his head. So I have this guideline here to help me figure out the placement of his eyes. I might raise it a little bit once I figure out the exact placement of his head, because his head is sort of, he doesn't exactly have a neck, so we're finding the exact point where, like, his head starts and the rest of his shoulders connect. His head gets a little smaller as you get closer to the top. Adding the placement of his crown. He has very short hair compared to most of the other Bergens in the town. His crown looks like it was very cheaply made. Okay, now we're gonna work on the eyebrows. Adding the eyes. His eyes are a little rather close to each other. They seem to do that with a lot of the characters in this film. He has very wide nostrils. Now we're gonna add his little smile. He has a very thick face, so he's gonna be having like a very large cheek. Pieces of fat cheeks here and there, rounding out his face. And then now we're gonna add his teeth. Like keep his teeth uneven. One of them seems to have like a chipped tooth. Okay, now we're gonna be adding his cape here. In the middle of his chest, he's got a little diamond, not a diamond, maybe like a gem type of amulet, or whatever it's called. Basically, you'll find it in the film that he actually likes to store stuff in there. It opens up, which is pretty cool. It's a neat little doodad to have on a cape. So now we're adding his I don't know what this thing is. It's like this section of the cape. His whole cape looks like a fur coat. We're gonna have it flow off to the side, and then it's gonna show a little bit on the background. The cape doesn't seem longer than his lower side here, right where this section here, right where his bottom is. The cape seems to end right there. Okay, now we're gonna add his little t-shirt. It seems that the t-shirt that he's wearing, I don't remember what he looked like earlier in the film when they did like the first, showed what Bergens were and what their lifestyle was. I forget if this was like the same t-shirt that he wore since he was a child and he just decided not to grow out of it, So his shirt doesn't fit him. So some of his belly is exposed. The t-shirt has stripes on it, so we're gonna be adding that. Okay, gonna lift this a little bit so that you see the lower half. Okay, and now we're gonna be adding his pants. And now we're adding the rest of his legs. It seems to be he's wearing socks and flip-flops, which is pretty hilarious, you know, for like a king to be wearing such casual clothing. And these aren't the regular type of socks, they're the special socks where like they make sections for each one of your little toes. And he has 4 toes. And now adding the bottom section of the flip-flops. Okay, now we're going to do the same over here. Okay, I'm gonna add the little belly button here. Okay, we're gonna move back up to the top of his head to work on the ears. Okay, now we're gonna add his little pupils here. We're gonna add little details of like spots on his cape, fur cape. Okay, and with that, we can get started on inking our drawing. I'll start at the top, and then work my way down. So I guess during this section of this live stream, I might not be talking as much because there's not really much to say. When it comes to inking, like if you're curious to know, like how did I get so good with at least doing simple ink outlines? It mostly came from like practice. Like I mostly don't worry about the perfection of these lines because I use a thick Sharpie. This way the lines don't seem as jagged when I draw them. If I'm using a smaller lines, these jagged lines seem to show more and not as clean. So I mostly just go with the flow when it comes to drawing these outlines. And if you want to get better yourself, it's mostly just a lot of practice and I guess not really thinking about it. Just let your mind go and your hands will just do the rest. Okay, now I'm gonna switch over to using my thin tip Sharpie to do the finer details. Gonna pull this down a little. Hold on, let me check. Okay. I always seem to have like the not the best luck when it comes to these Sharpies. I tend to buy Sharpies in bulk, so either I wait too long to eventually get to use these new Sharpies and they just are dried out by the time I get to use them. So I guess that's a bit of a pro tip for you, you know. Sure, you can save a bundle on buying new Sharpies when they're on sale. When you can get like a 5-pack for $3. But if you don't end up using them within like, I don't know, 3 months, then they might be too dried out for you to be able to use them. The way I'm doing this detail is that I'm using like little scribbly lines in like a pattern-like motion, similar to how I do like a checkered board. Oh, I almost forgot. There's like a little mole here on his cheek. And then like 3 spots on his other side. Yes. This little detail of like, I don't know, crow's feet on the eyes. Okay. Just gonna do some quick erasing. Ah, whoops. I always seem to do that where I accidentally hit the camera. Okay, seems I'm missing a couple of lines here. Will you see that? Okay, here and here. Okay, And I'm gonna be adding the little detail here on his clothing, little stripes here. I find it easier to start from like the ends and then like kind of work your way up. Okay, now I add it to this section of the t-shirt. Like, you don't have to do toning the way that I do. Like, if you wanted to, you could just fill this section completely black if you wanted to. Or just stop at this point, since we've got most of the drawing finished at this point. You yourself could choose to stop and just start coloring it. Oh, leave a comment if you would like me to do a version of this drawing or any other drawing that I've done before. Do like a colored video. Okay, now I'm gonna erase the lines on the t-shirt, the pencil lines. Okay, and with that we can start toning. in sections where I believe there would be like shadows, like under the armpits, under the arms. Maybe a little bit here on the belly, side of the belly. Some here, right under the fist. The fist that's on his hips. A little bit here. Oh, I forgot the little details of sock stretches. Or sock stretches or the elastic on socks. Couple of toning on his legs here. Bit of toning inside his ears as well. Oh, and yeah, let's thicken out his hair here. I have these lines follow the flow of his hair, so that they sort of match. A little shadow in his belly button, toning. Maybe a little bit here, under his little cape part section. Okay, now I'm going to be adding a little bit from like this section here, that's like behind the cape, not behind the cape, behind him. This section here, that's like him, and then there's cape. So obviously there should be a little shadow here. Do a bit of cross hatching. So, just so that it stands out. Okay. And with that, we are good. Let me see how much time has passed. Okay, 36 minutes. This looks like a good point to sort of stop. I hope you enjoyed this live stream tutorial. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment of characters you would like to see me draw from this movie or from any other series. I'm always open to suggestions. You can find a scanned version of this drawing at some point in the near future on my Twitter and or Tumblr. So look forward to that. Always check the descriptions of like my old videos, because I don't always upload immediately these scans. So be on the lookout for that. Gives you a reason to come back to these videos. And be sure to check out my other stuff. I have a comic called Don the Mask. This right here is volume 2. You can find the first volume at Amazon.com. You know, if you want to help support my series, if you enjoy detectives going out, stopping bad guys, solving crimes, then maybe this comic is for you, sort of action-packed or whatever. So yes, thanks for coming out, and I hope to see you again real soon. Bye.